How you doing? It's Zach Allen, and we've got a little double tip for you today. This is going to help those of you out there that still struggle with a slice, even if it's just with your longer clubs. And this is also going to give you a little more compression with your irons, right? And what compression does is it kind of takes the loft down so we can start to turn our 8-iron into a 7-iron, rather than doing the opposite, right? 8-iron goes like a 9-iron, and you're not hitting it as far as you probably should. So it's kind of like a secret judo move, right? I remember back in the day when I did a little bit of martial arts, not much, there used to be this access move where a guy would grab your wrist and then boom, you could break right out of it. Didn't matter how strong the guy was or who did it, right? As long as you had this secret access move. This is similar in that respect, but it takes just a little bit of training, right? Just like you would in martial arts. So how I want you to start to envision this is just hold a glove out in front of you, right? Your normal position, right? Just bring it straight up. And then the next thing you're going to do, you're going to take your trail arm, right? And we're going to just bring it into my side, right? Into the side of my abdomen right here. And when that happens, the club head moves slightly, okay? So into my abdomen to where I'm actually making contact with the side of my tummy here. And then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to start to rotate the face closed, okay? So I got my elbow here still touching, and I'm rotating this face closed, delofting and closing this face. Now, the reason why this is so important is because when we're swinging, right, the position of my right arm as I come into the ball, it needs to stay bent for roughly as long as possible. As soon as we start to extend that right arm, you see what it does to the path of the club, how it starts bringing the path around and to the left, hence your slice, and also from this view, hence the lack of compression. You can see all the loft that's on the face because of what I've done with my trail arm here. So the big secret judo move is you have to be able to do both, because here's the big problem with everybody. Anytime somebody is fighting a ball that goes to the right, or even some of these balls that go too high, right, and they lack compression, there's always this throwing of the club to release it. Now, it does get the face closed to a degree, but it really starts to affect the path and the loft of the club, right? As in the path goes left and the loft goes up, the ball goes higher and shorter. It spends so much time going up, it comes straight back down. So the secret move, right? Once you've practiced that a couple times, you go, okay, trail arm into my abdomen, rotate the face, and then you just start to slowly bring that down and through. A couple other side benefits of you doing this is this position, if my trail arm is this bent, it's going to keep me in my posture. When people start to throw that right arm to square the face up, their body naturally has to stand up some, okay? And like we said, the biggest thing was you squaring the face by rolling it over like this. It's going to work from time to time, but it's not going to work every time. You squaring it up like this is going to work every time. You notice from this view, when I go to do that drill, right, elbow into my abdomen, bow this lead wrist down slightly. This is what's occurring. You notice the face there as I'm turning it back and forth. This is what's occurring when we come into the golf ball. So I'm in a really good leverage position here with my, the bulk of my body still behind the ball, my lower weight forward, right, the weight of my lower body forward. And I'm in a really strong position with my trail arm and shaft. And now I can take this loft down as much as I want here. You notice how much I can deloft this club. Those of you out there that are trying to get compression the wrong way, you get the ball back in your stance, you get ahead of it, you try to hit down on it. You notice how the levers in your arms, they've still extended out too quickly. So it leads to inconsistencies. You'll compress one, and then the next one you miss-hit, you don't hit it very well. But you're on somewhat of the right track, we're just not doing it the right way. It really comes down to you being able to master your trail arm, and then this lead arm and what it's doing to take the loft down, right? That's how we want to compress the golf ball. You notice that my upper body is not ahead of it at all, right? My head is still slightly behind the golf ball. I'm compressing it with what I'm doing here with my trail arm and my lead. So it's a weird move because you do this a couple times and you go, they don't always go hand. Most people, when I first show them this, they go like this. As soon as I say, turn this, they want to do that. Or some will even want to do it with their shoulder. That would really be coming over the top. You've got to learn to do it simultaneously without affecting anything else. And then once you've done it a few times, bring that down and through. And I can feel myself rolling and turning this as my trail arm stays bent. You know, so that as you go to hit balls that way, the trail arm being bent gives us that slight inside out path, and then the lead wrist bowing downward or supinating as I come in, that's going to give us the delofted shot. So you've practiced a few, you go ahead and hit one. And so on that particular shot, right, if I come over here and I take a look at my details, the spin axis was left, which means it turned left. I launched an 8-iron at 17 degrees, which is lower than tour average, because that was kind of my goal with that shot. My club path was 5 degrees right, and the club face was 3-degree open, okay? So that still puts draw spin on the ball, and that small shot carried 145 yards. Start a little right of target, try to draw back, but that definitely is something that's a skill that you want to learn, right? I think that's a very important skill for golfers to have. They can deloft the club, they can close it if they're slicing, but they do it in a healthy way, not in an unhealthy way. All right, so that'll work with your driver, that'll work with your irons. Just practice that little secret judo move, right? That judo golf move to get the face closed, but not disrupt what your trail arm's doing. Go out and give it a shot, and I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to permanently eliminate your slice, add 20 or more yards to your drives, and make consistently flush contact swing after swing, then I got just the thing for you. I'm about to show you a method that will fix your swing fast before you reach the bottom of your next bucket of range balls. In fact, we often see a huge improvement on the very first swing. Since I don't have time in this short video, I put together a 3-part web class where I show you the exact process, nothing held back. I call it the One Swing Fix, and you can get the entire thing free of charge by clicking the link right here. The training series isn't available anywhere else, so go ahead, click the link right now, and I'll see you on the other side.